Hello, people. Thank you guys for tuning in to Heavenly Sent People. As you guys know, I bring on people who I think are somebody you should know. How about that? And my organization provides different. What do we do? Different what? What do I do? Different experiences for kids. I expose kids to different outside their neighborhood. So, for instance, typically in our neighborhoods on the south and west side, the focus is basketball and football. And so, guess what? So we do things outside of that. So we do swimming, we do bowling, we do tennis, we do golf, we do camping. And as you guys know, we just added horses to our equation. And this young man right here is a big inspiration in regards to me doing that. And so that's what we do. You know, you guys know what we do. And enough about me. I got this guest next to me. You guys know who he is, as most of you should. And so without further ado, I am going to present to you guys the Dreadhead Cowboy.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, it's nothing like telling people that don't know who I am things about me, but they can get a feel of who I am. Because a lot of people is misled on a lot of things. I appreciate it, and not knowing the reason behind things instead of doing their own research on what's going on. But
so the reason we're bringing him on here is for many reasons. For one is because you guys always hear me talk about horse. Well, guess what? I purchased my first horse from this man right here. I had always had a dream about owning a horse. When I was little, my mom would take us to all these different places. And so when the pandemic hit, I saw him. I think I gave you a first interview on live. So when the pandemic hit, I saw this. No, before the pandemic. No, this was like 2 years ago. Yeah, way before the pandemic. What am I talking about? I bought the horse when the pandemic. However, so 2 years ago, I saw him on his horse just riding around in the city. I'm like, oh my God, that guy got a horse. I want that horse. I want to talk to him. And so I called him and I was like, hey, let's do an interview. And he graced me with that interview. And from there, we established a relationship, and he is my brother for life. So anytime I want to do anything with some horses, guess what? I'm calling him. He bringing the horses out, and the kids are enjoying themselves. And like he said, a lot of people got this, I guess, then made their own perception of who he is. And see, I know it's hard, and you know, I know his love for the horses. I know his mission. And so just like with anything else, the expressway, what would you call it?
The Kids Last Matter, then ran shutdown.
And so I understand, you know, a lot of times when we feel like we aren't being heard, so we have to do something that'll get people's attention. And what other thing to do than, you know, what he did. And so it got him, you know, national publicity. Everybody know him. And I'm gonna let him tell you guys his reasons behind that. So you'll hear from him and from him.
So check this out. Anything I do, I'm not with the drama. I'm not with the peace. Maybe I did it for attention, but I feel like sometimes you have to do something different, something abnormal to bring attention to your cause. I'm tired of hearing about kids dying, kids coming up missing. Anything got something to do with kids, I feel like kids don't have a voice now. I did plenty of marches in the city where these kids are dying at. I had the kids out there marching.
And guess what? I rode a horse in one of his marches. So, I mean, that was the best experience ever that I'll never, ever forget. I rode a horse down 79th in one of his parades.
Yes. So, a lot of people y'all didn't hear about that. So, I had the kids out there marching, screaming, Kids Lives Matter.
The police were there. It was structured, no problems. It was peaceful. It was organized. Yep, that was not his first time doing something of that stature. The only difference was he was on the expressway, but he's done several marches that I've took part in. And so, again, like you said, but you guys would know that because, you know, they don't talk about things like that. It's easy for us to highlight what's bad. And so anything bad, everybody jump to it. And what's funny is that we were just sitting here talking. people don't even know the laws of a horse. You know what I'm saying? The rules of a horse. What did you learn about the horse?
Horses have we got road rights. Horses have right of way over cars and pedestrians. Like before there was cars, what was transportation? A horse. And a lot of people like, oh, but you can't ride the horse that long. Listen, I rode the horse on the highway for what, 6.5 miles, 7 miles, 7.5 miles. Think about this. They do state to state. I only did 6.5 miles, 7.5 miles. So what I did ain't nothing when it came down to what they normally did on a horse. It's not normal for you to see a person on a horse, yet alone on a highway, which is not illegal to do. Do your research on it. I done my research. And when I did it, I tried to get help behind it, but things that happened that way, so I took matters into my own hand. I feel like kids are dying, kids not getting their voice heard. Like, we had a chance. We had our chance to grow up. We had a chance to live. We had a chance to be a kid. Our kids don't have a chance to be a kid because they die. Nobody's talking about it. And then you got a person that's actually out here fighting for the kids and not getting the recognition, like as yourself. You do a lot of stuff for the youth, and you're not getting no recognition. You're not getting the funding. Like, everything you do, you coming out your pocket for the funding. And
so let me ask you this. So during that time when you did the highway thing, they took your horse, correct?
right.
And so they said that your horse was, they had to be put down. You can't ride them no more and all these other things. And so how long was that?
That happened September 21st, 2020.
Okay, so probably safe to say about 2 years ago. So in the midst of all that, I mean, we saw on the news that they said the horse was this, and people were talking, and you had some of the people from different farms or whatnot, mentioning the nature or the health of the horse. So with all that being said, and all the time has passed, can you tell us? Well, first of all, the horse name was Nunu, right?
Right.
And so, with all that being said, what condition is Nunu in? Where is she? What's going on now?
Nunu good. Nunu at home. I actually just was back there playing with her. She eating real good.
So wait, when you say at home, you mean you got her back?
Yeah, I got her back like almost 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, she living good. Like, she free. She not stuck in the stall all day. Poor horses that be stuck in the stall all day. She got 5 acres that she just grazing on, and she living life.
So that same horse that they said needed to be put down, couldn't be ridden anymore, was in terrible shape. You're such a bad person. Why you do that to that horse? So you mean to tell me that you got this horse back?
Yes, I had a horse back. The news ain't gonna tell you that, though. They're not gonna tell you that. They're gonna tell you that this horse is in this condition, or this horse passed out. Like, it was on world news.
Yeah,
Nobody ain't seen
everybody. It was everywhere.
You ain't see this horse pass out. Oh, he was whipping and kicking the horse. But you got people that, they're going to hear that. Everything, they're going to hear it and not knowing that they didn't see none of that, but they're going to believe because it was sad. And that's sad.
So we all know that we all can learn from anybody. And so last week we sat down and we talked about doing something totally different. And so we decided to come together and do a horse, or maybe I should say equine camp for kids. And so we're also going to educate ourselves on A to Z from a horse. And that way, with the education, guess what? The kids and ourselves will know exactly what it is that needs to be done, so on and so forth. So therefore, it won't be just like we're doing something. We're going to come with a whole curriculum. We're going to teach kids about horses. And after the session is over, of course, he's going to do his thing and show the kids the proper, how to ride and the how to saddle
up, the proper way to mount a horse. A lot of people don't know it's a certain way you're supposed to mount a horse. It's a traditional thing that I just learned probably like 2 weeks ago because I didn't know why did I load up. Why did I mount on the left side? And I did some education on it. I did some research on that, and I found out it's a traditional thing that you mount up on the left side.
See, I didn't know that. So, folks, anybody that's in tune with horses, instead of talking or saying, we're not doing this right or we're not doing this right, why don't you guys come out, volunteer your time, come out and show us the right way to do it? Because again, we all can critique from a cell phone and from afar, but until you putting in the work, it's so funny because I put up a status on Facebook everybody want to help until it's time to help. Everybody got something to say until it's time to show up. So we don't need people that's sitting back, critiquing what we doing and what we're not doing. If you guys know more than what we do, you know, come out and help us out. We're going to get the information from verifiable sources. And so, yeah, we think we're going to start this next month. And so any kid that's interested, you guys could, hit us up. Tell them your Facebook information.
My Facebook is Dreadhead Cowboy. That's my support page. Instagram, I got Dreadhead Cowboy _. Y'all can follow me on either or. I actually teach a lot of stuff that on my pages. So if you follow me, you'll learn things. Listen, I've been riding for about almost 3 years, and I actually know a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and downplay what my knowledge when it comes down to horse, but I actually know a lot about horses. And I don't care how long you've been riding a horse, it's always something that you can learn.
That's true. So how did you get into horses? Like what happened or what didn't happen, or were you riding somewhere, or you seen a horse? Like what got you into horse?
I want to say my uncle invited me out to the yacht to get on a boat. And when I came, it was like I was in my lowest time. Like I was depressed. I was going through life issues. I got shot. I got shot in 2013. Hold on.
Thank you.
I'm back. I got shot 2013, Father's Day 2013, and I was depressed.
Okay.
And around that time, I was like, I didn't care if I lived, I didn't care if I died or anything like that. I didn't care what was going on.
Wow.
So my uncle invited me to the yacht, and when I came to the yacht, I seen a horse. Like I never in life seen a horse in real life. And when I got to it, I'm like, whoa, can I touch it? Can I touch it? Like, yeah, you could touch it. So I'm on the hush like this, touch it. Oh my God, it's a real horse. I'm like, can I get up there? Imagine I got a bullet stuck in me.
Wow.
And like I couldn't even move this arm at all. So I'm like, can I get on? He's like, yeah, you can get on. When I said I got on that horse and I mounted on it, they said don't go behind it. I'm like, oh, they gonna kick from behind. People say that they gonna kick from behind. So I got on the horse, and when I say I forgot what I was dealing with, I forgot about this pain I was having.
Wow.
I felt like a superhero. When I say I was on that horse, I felt like a superhero, and it was that feeling that I have never felt since I was a little kid. I used to put the cape on. The sheet. You know about the sheet. I put the sheet on, so I felt like that again, and I loved that feeling. And I told my uncle, like, we gotta get us some horses. And not knowing I wasn't for real. I couldn't afford no horse. And when my uncle was like, okay, we're gonna get us some horses. And I want to say like 3 years went past. I went to my uncle's job, and he was like, nephew, I thought you said we was gonna get us some horses. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get us some horses. I'm just talking. Yeah, we're gonna get us some horses. He like, okay, well, I got 7 horses. Where your horse at? I'm like, you got 7 horses? I'm like, well, let me buy one of your horses. I'm not for real. He like, okay, let me know when you're ready. I was like, I'm ready right now. How much you talking? I'm thinking he finna say about 8, 9, 10,000. He like, give me 800. 800? I got 600 in my pocket right now. Can I owe you? Oh, well, I got...
So then he donated it to you.
He donated a horse to me.
So out of all that, he got the horse for free. Ain't that a blessing?
I got the horse for free.
So with that being... Okay, so what was your life... So coming up, what was it... So you just said you was depressed and all these other things. So obviously there were some things that happened in your past that got you to that point. And so that it's almost safe to say that once you got on this horse, it pretty much changed your way of thinking.
That horse changed me. Like,
wow.
I wish a lot of people could understand the power of this majestic creature. If this horse could change who I am, I know for a fact it could change a lot of people. Because who I was and who I am now, two different people. And I feel like a lot of people should experience, even though a lot of people are probably scared of it, being around a horse and this. Listen, they so beautiful.
Cause horses are they do use horse for therapy.
Yeah, they're very therapeutic
for artistic kids. For it's so many organizations that use horses to Cause even when I took some of the kids, like some of our most mischievous kids that just do any and everything. Once we took them to the barn, it was like night and day. It's like a common effect that came upon them. And of course, even with me, I noticed that when I would go see my horse, if I'm feeling away, the horse wouldn't take to me. So I already knew mentally I had to calm myself down to take to this horse. And so once I seen that and realized, it's like, man, you know what? This horse has really got me calm. You know what I'm saying? So then now, even now, when I'm not feeling well or when I'm stressed out, I go to the barn and, just for me to see the horse. I don't even have to get on the horse, but just for me to see the horses riding and, running around, it's like a common, a cool common effect that comes upon me. So, and you know what? It's so funny because when I look on his page, like, it's so many people that have been blessed to ride a horse, to touch a horse, to be up on a horse, and that's from little bitty babies all the way to seniors, to political, to policemen, to everybody. It's almost safe to say it ain't a person in Chicago that ain't got on his horse or that he ain't touched lives through the horse.
Yeah, and it's like we gotta understand, like, everybody can't be basketball players. Everybody can't be football players.
That's true.
Everybody can't be boxers. Everybody can't be soccer players. We got some cowboys out there and cowgirls out there. Like, that actually could be a life changer for a lot of people. Like, I feel like a lot of people, a lot of these kids don't know how I feel to love. That's why they out here being reckless. Not saying the parents not doing a good job, because this is parents out here doing a good job, trying to work and keep a roof over their kids' head and provide for their family. But I feel like to come across a horse and put a horse inside of a program with some kids, like, I feel like that'll change a lot of kids' lives.
And so guess what? That's totally what we're gonna do. So like I said, y'all, next month you guys will be seeing us. We're gonna do a flyer, and even adults, adults, children. It's open to whomever wants to get up and close and and learn and possibly get the same experience that he got. We got, like you said, we got a lot of mischievous kids, and we have to do things to put them. We have to put kids in different environments, and I've learned that, and that's why I said that we do so many different things with the kids, because how can a kid dream if they're not exposed to something that they can dream? So this is like, if we living in poverty and if that's all we see is gun violence and the things that's happening, how can you expect the kid to do something different? Because guess what? It's a cycle. We're doing the same thing over and over and over. And so that's why I'm so keen and do so much with my son, because I understand that for kids to do different, you got to show them something different. And so, I mean, it's almost to the point with my son where he like, what we gonna do today? And I'm like, dude, we done did everything. What's next? What, you want to go fly airplane? That's about the only thing we haven't done. And so, and that's why we provide these opportunities and resources for other kids, because I know how it has changed my son and expanded his horizon. And then you guys just heard what he said, how the horse helped him. So we got to put these kids in places where they could see some different stuff. So we can't talk about kids doing this and this if we're not trying to help. So often I hear people saying, oh, this kid this kid that, and even mock some of the stuff you're doing. It's like, okay, what is it that you're doing? What change are you making to show the kids something different? And so we all got to get on one accord to make a difference. Like you said earlier, we all can learn from each other. So if we all shut our mouths and get together and really sincerely want to help, we could really make a difference, because kids, a lot of stuff that the kids seeing is pretty much learned behavior. It's something that they've seen over and over and over. It's a repeated cycle. That's why they out here and doing whatever, because it's like, okay, this is what I see. I see my mom getting high, getting beat up, and my uncle or father coming in with a gun, putting it on the table, and I'm hearing the conversations about them shooting somebody. So guess what? I think it's okay. So y'all gotta be mindful of what you guys do and say around these kids.
Yes, and then you gotta look at it like this. Like, it might not be happening in your neighborhood. It might not be happening at your house. But think about it. That effect could be affected on us.
That's true.
Why wait till Why have to wait till it happen at home to try to put our feet down, to try to fight for it? It take a village to raise a kid. And when I was growing up, I heard a lot of adults saying that. I didn't know what it meant. But now that I see what's going on now, I understand what it mean now. And we need to focus on our youth, our future. 20, 30 years from now, who gonna take care of us? Like for real, if they being led like this, how could we trust them to take care of us?
That's true. Blind leading the blind. That's scary because, it's almost like we're desensitized to what's happening. It's to a point where I'm like, I don't even want to come outside because it's like every day is something. Somebody getting robbed, somebody getting killed, this happening, this happening, this happening. It's like, and then the sad part about it is that our kids don't have safe havens anymore. The park district want an arm and a leg. YMCA want an arm and a leg. You figure you got a single parent trying to do the best she can for their one kid, and then they want to charge $500 over here, $1,000 over here, and it's like, what about a parent that has 4 kids? She's at work, so therefore now the oldest kid is taking care of the other kids, and it's like, you got to do what you got to do to make ends meet. And so that's why, they always say it takes a village. And that's why I don't mind if the kid act like they got sense. I welcome all kids to come hang out with us because I promise you, any kid that crossed my path will 360 because I know what it takes. I know how to meet them where they at. And that's why so many kids flock to me because I get it. I'm raising a 15-year-old boy, so every day I'm trying to figure out ways to show him something different or to keep him on track. I can't be with him all the time, and I understand that, when he at school, peer pressure and all that stuff. But I know if I stay focused and continue to have him focus on, the big prize, that, he'll be successful. And so all the things that I'm doing for him is setting him up for later in life so he won't have to stand on the corner. He doing swimming. He can be a lifeguard. He learning horses. He can be a horseman. He playing basketball. He can be a basketball player. He learning photography. He can be a photographer. He a drummer. In church, so he can be a drummer when he grow up. So all these things that I'm doing ain't for me. It's for my son. And so people be like, "Oh, you do all this stuff with your son? That's so great." But I get it because I can be the same parent that ain't doing nothing. But I know that I want my son to do better and want better. So I got to expose him.
Yeah, and she said she reaching for the kids that got sense. Listen, I'm reaching for the ones that ain't got it. Cause listen. I was one of them kids that didn't have it.
That's why we partner.
So I can relate to them and I understand them. That's why I say I've been there. I done done everything you could say a kid did. Like I ding dong ditch, busting windows out.
See, I ain't one bad. I didn't do none of this bad stuff.
Fighting my whole life. I didn't stole cars. I done did everything. And when I say I can relate to them, and I know that a lot of these kids seeking this certain type of attention.
That's true.
And a lot of people don't understand it. That's why a lot of people don't understand me. That's why I say to understand me is to know me, and to know me is to understand me.
That is so true.
A lot of people don't understand that when I say that because I was them kids, and I can understand them, I can relate to them, and I know how to come. And I feel like a lot of fathers, a lot of men should step up. It's time for us to step up and start playing our part because it's called balance. And these females can't be the balance alone that they need. We need to get that tough love. And that's why that balance come in there. And a female can't feel, even though a lot of females feel like, I don't need a man. But we know that's not true.
I agree with you, and that's why I said that. See, and at the same time, you can't act like you know everything because you don't. Like you said, I'm not used to dealing with kids that are mischievous because again, my son, well mannered and don't give me any issues. So when I see kids, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So therefore, I reach out to people, as such that I know could steer these kids and got a story to tell. We wasn't born with no silver spoon. Stuff not given to you. You got to earn it. And so, and kids have to know that. We spoil our kids, but at the same time, in spoiling them, you want to instill in them values and want them to appreciate stuff and, make them work for stuff, not just give them stuff. And it's so crazy because now we just pretty much give our kids a cell phone and video game and then they room 8 hours. Seriously. And it's okay, so you already know the internet. You can learn and find anything that you possibly think that you want to do on the internet. And then it looked like, what's the name of that game where they,
Roblox?
No, the video game where they shooting and doing everything.
Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. That's what it looked like happening around here. They doing any and everything. My son showed me that game. I said, are you serious? And so guess what? Had my son not shown me that game, again, I don't know what game he playing. I don't care, but my son don't play video games. But just in talking, I'm talking to him, and they like, man, what's going on? What game you playing? What's new? What's this? And he's enlightening me on stuff that I typically wouldn't know. And as you parents, y'all look at what these kids doing. Look, check on these kids' cell phones. See what they doing. I pay my son phone bill, so anything he think he trying to do on his phone, guess what? I look at his phone all the time. I pay it. So you mean to tell me y'all got these kids telling y'all can't look at their cell phone? They put locks on them. Well, they do that, and even they doors, y'all
Cause
going
they
their
being
room.
friends. They friends. They not parents.
Man.
It's like it's a cut and all. Like my son, my kids. I'm friends with my kids, but it's a time they know when it's time to be a parent, and I definitely put my feet down.
Good.
When it's time. But I always want to be that cool dad. Like I'm the cool dad. Like I let them know I'm the cool dad. Look, you ain't gotta lie to me. Be real with me. You can lie to your mama, but don't lie to me.
Really?
Listen, I'm the cool dad, and then when the mama don't agree to it, I make sure they know, listen, you can do it. I'm okay if you do it. But I don't know about your mama. So, y'all do it. Y'all females do it. So I got to let it be known it ain't me.
Right.
It's your mama. I'm the cool dad. Listen, you can call me.
I remember when your son was going back and forth about, I think he said to hug you was gay, right?
Yeah. He told me he was gay to hug me.
That was so funny. I was looking at this.
He'll hug me now, though.
That's because you talked to him, like you said.
Yeah.
You explained to him. But again, guess what? Had you not been that parent and instilled in him, like, dude, this, are you for real right now? Imagine had you not had that conversation with him.
You're right.
So imagine, him growing up, getting married, and the daddy want to hug him. You know what I'm saying? Or whomever. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta intervene. You got to see what's on these kids' brain, because you would be surprised at some of the stuff they know. These kids more advanced than we are. Remember, they got a cell phone. That's a whole computer. Some of the stuff I see on phones, I be like, for real? Yeah. You can do anything on them phones. My son be calling me from a whole nother number. I'm thinking I'm talking to my mama. This dude just set something up.
And I'm your mama.
Yeah. And I'm like, really? He like, oh, that's an app. I'm like, dude. So now I got to be mindful of the things I say on my phone, because I don't know if it's him or somebody else.
I need the app. Tell somebody.
I promise. Who doing that?
I need the app.
And then another thing, a boy from his school blew me out the water. He just graduated from 8th grade. Boy from the school. So you know how the schools give you computers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the schools thought they had some type of piracy lock on the computers where the kids couldn't go on Facebook. They can't play games. This little boy broke it, and all the kids was able to do whatever. They talked about the graduation. So I need that little boy. I'm like, I need you on my team, because how? I'm like, and he like, oh, I just did it. I'm like, people get paid lots of money to do computer stuff like that, and he didn't have a clue. It's just, he was like, I was just bored, and I just was, I was, hacked into it, and everybody was able to play the game. So that just goes to show you that these kids can do anything that they put their mind to on this phone. But at the same time, as parents, y'all got to intervene. Y'all got to see what they got going on, because if you don't, the streets waiting on them, and y'all see what's going on. You can't even go downtown. I ain't never going to the beach.
Oh yeah.
See what I'm saying? Every time I'm on social media, I see some kids fighting. I see somebody getting shot. I see this and I see that. I'm like, okay, where is this safe? Well, we got to go to Naperville? But I don't know. You can only try. I understand you can't save everybody. All we can do is talk to the kid, but the police can start at home. You got to train your own kids, so when they come out here, they know how to act. They know how to respect.
But how do you teach your kids right from wrong when they do wrong? You can't discipline them. So it's like, back when we was growing up, go get that switch. Listen, I remember when I used to get a whooping, after I went to go get that switch, I used to go get the smallest one, thinking it wasn't going to hurt.
You said the smallest one, y'all.
Them ones that hurt the worst. After I got that whooping by my grandma and my mama, I used to go to the bush, that same bush, and I break every twig over there and make sure...
See, I ain't get that. I wasn't bad. I ain't get no. You know what I'm saying?
I had it all. So that's why I say a lot of people don't understand what I done grew up at. We like mental health is real. Like mental health to be, especially black, grew up in Chicago. It's like you don't know what I done been through. I done been through when police. I grew up when police used to take me from my neighborhood and take me to the other hood, the ops, and drop me off in the alley. Like I didn't had that happen to me. So when I was growing up. Like, everybody, we used to be like, forget 12. F12.
How the
Could we
kids
say
say
that?
now?
Could we say that?
No, you can't say that.
Okay, I'm talking about could I not curse, but could
No,
I?
yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, but that's what we used to say F12 and all
That's
this
why
other
they saying it
stuff.
now. Like I said, it's learned behavior. Kids do what they hear other people doing, and so they don't even know what that means. Oh, the 12 ops. I'm like, what that mean? They don't even know.
Yeah, like I grew up to that. So I know that's why I used to say it. I don't say it now because every cop not bad. Every cop not
Exactly.
bad cop. We got some bad cops out there, but we got good cops out there too.
Just like we got good people and bad people.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
So I give the roses to the good cops. Like I'm not the type of person that's going like as you can see when I get pulled up by the police, a lot of people are like why do you not respect this officer? Because why should I respect somebody that don't respect me?
Well, you guys heard it from him. We appreciate him taking time out his busy schedule because we know he probably got his horse in the lot. We appreciate him coming out and informing you guys. So now you guys got up and close and personal and you heard the story from him. He's a great guy. I can't wait to partner with him. I'm excited about this camp that we're about to start. And so as always, thank you guys for tuning in to Heavenly Sent Youth. I appreciate KNTV for giving me this platform. I appreciate my parents for being my support system, my son and my partners that help me with all these kids. Anybody want to give a shout out? And of course, God for being just who He is in my life. Without Him, nothing is possible. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to my support system, 3Ps. You know what it is. They family now. They behind me 100%. Crucial conflict. We trying to get more people on board to get behind me. Kids' lives matter until we understand that nothing else matter.
Yeah, again, the peace thing you do.
Oh.